So you use your personal car for the deliveries, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's talk about your baby. Let's talk about the car
Yeah.
that you love, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you drive?
I'm driving the 2004 Acura RSX. I named her Serena after one of my really good friends.
Let's go outside. Let's go
Okay.
outside so we can take a look. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the car's a little bit beat up right now because, again, I use it for work, but it's a silver Acura.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see if I can change the camera around. Okay, here we go. So it's basically I haven't done any changes to it since I bought it. This right here was because of an accident. Some guy swerved into my lane. That's a story that I'm gonna have to talk about later because that deals with racism too. And then there's scratches all over the car because, again, driving in downtown. But I love this car though. It drives really well. And then here's another car that hit me while I was at work. This one actually bumped into a.
Wait. Hey, Vincent, stop there. Stop. Go back to the bumper, and let's talk about. I don't want to just skip this racism thing because this is real. That's real stuff that we're dealing with right now. So talk about that.
Yeah.
Quick.
So basically, what happened? So what happened here was I was driving in downtown, and some guy wouldn't allow me to kind of merge into his lane, and he swerved from his lane to mine into the next. So it was a 3-lane street. He swerved into the next street or the next lane, and then hit my car, and then he rolled down his window, screamed an expletive at me, got back into his car and drove off. And I was so shocked that I couldn't even get photos of his driver's license or anything. I was just sitting in shock, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, but this is before the pandemic hit. This is just regular, everyday racism.
Everyday road rage type.
Yeah. I would like to get this fixed eventually. It shouldn't be that big. It shouldn't be that big of an expense, but I just don't want to spend the money right now because money's tight in general.
So but remember, overall, Vincent, when you get it all done, you know a mobile detailer that'll come out and take care of all your scratches, all your swirl marks for you, and have your baby looking real good.
Yeah, I have a lot of plans for this car. I wanted to when I got this car 2 years ago, I actually wanted to mod it out almost like a rice rocket. I mean, I'm basic. I'm like really, really basic. I'm kind of like, I don't know if you guys are probably part of the generation of like the rice rockets and like AZN kind of like guys who modded out their cars to look like super flashy. I kind of wanted to get a piece on that.
Yeah.
Because I grew up I was like a kid back when my friends all had rice rockets. All my older friends had it, and I've always wanted a car like that. So the reason why I got my Acura was because for that specific reason.
Go back outside of the car and show me what you would do if you were to mod it out.
Okay, let me see.
Wait, first of all, what's the car's name? What's your car's name? Serena.
Yeah.
Named after your best friend?
Yeah, one of my best friends.
Okay, cool.
So when I got this car, actually, in typical gay fashion, I created a Pinterest board of all the mods that I wanted to do to this car. I had so many car photos in that pin board. I found some really nice gold rims for the car that I wanted to get. I was going to paint the entire car black. Probably, I was going to mod out the bumper right here and make it just go a little bit lower.
Yeah,
and I saw a really cool bumper online that had like a more pointed tip, so I wanted to get that for this guy. I was debating on whether I would want to remove the spoiler right here, but I do kind of like how it looks here. I might either switch it out for a new one or just remove it completely, depending on how sleek I want the car to look. And I also want to lower the bumper right here just a little bit too. And then I was planning on getting, so again, I was going to get rims for the car, like gold rims, paint the car completely black, have it all blacked out. And then for the inside of the car, I'm not going to show the inside of the car because it's kind of a mess right now because of work, but I want to get like the little LED lights underneath the, underneath the underglow seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mostly going to be the mods for now.
You would keep it silver, you think, or would you wrap it or something?
No, I was gonna paint it all black, but I wasn't sure if I wanted. Yeah, probably like a nice shiny. I'm not really into like. I looked at a lot of like matte paint jobs, and that was like really popular like a couple of, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. But I'm not really feeling the look anymore, and I feel like it will get dirty really quickly. So,
what engine is in that car? Can you pop the hood? Can we take a look?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually not sure. I don't really know too much about cars. Like my cousin handles all the maintenance on the car, so I don't know much about it. But I'll show you guys inside. Give me 1 second. I think the hood's like a little stuck.
This is great.
The
Maybe that accident
messed up the bottom of the hood. I can't. Yeah, it's just that's
this is awesome. No, that's beautiful.
It's a little janky right now. I'm sorry,
Serena. This is why I love this. Is because you don't have to be a gearhead and know everything about mechanics to be a car guy. Like when I listen to you talk about Serena, you know, there's soul to her. There's a relationship you have with her, and now this relationship is deeper because every day you're out risking your life and you're working and you're delivering. And I would love to see what she becomes after, you're able to actually, trick her out a little bit. And
I have so many plans for like not just the outside but also the inside. I mean, I'm pretty superficial when it comes to like cars. I don't know much about engines. I don't know much about like exhaust and like what I want to do underneath the hood. I just know how I like my car to look on the outside and inside, and that's all that matters to me because I'm not much of a racer. I've always wanted to learn how to drift. I've always wanted to learn how to like I'm too old to be wanting to like do car races anymore, but that always looked kind of cool.
Why? No, you're never too old. You're never too old.
You're never too old to have fun.
Never.
Man, never. I don't know. I just want to be a little irresponsible sometimes and go on a street race, but that's not gonna happen. But
no. Hey, there's organized and very safe street racing at Streets of Willow. It's only about an hour and a half away from where I live in the valley. And
for real?
Yeah, you can take your car out there as long as you have a helmet and you have seat belts. You can basically race on the track and you learn how to be responsible. You learn apex. You learn how to, you build community out there. And then there's a whole bunch of other Acura dudes out there that are tricking out their car for track. And it's a great place to just hang out on the weekend. You should go out there, man. It's never too old. Is Serena a manual or automatic?
Automatic.
Well, you got to change it to a manual if you're gonna drift that car.
Yeah, I know. I never had anyone to teach me.
You just said,
No one's ever taught. I wanted to learn how to drive stick as well, but again, like I'm thinking, like, do I really want a stick shift right now? Because, like, especially with the work that I'm doing, like always. I can't. Like doing delivery work while looking at my phone to figure out where my customer is and all that stuff, and like having my hand on the stick. It's just a little bit too much work right now. Like I can barely keep it together driving an automatic while I'm working. So
I love manual. I could drive a manual in bumper traffic because I feel more connected to the car. Most of the time I'll even turn off the radio and I'm just listening, and I just love. There's a connection, once you put the automatic, once you put it into drive, it's you and the steering wheel, which, I mean, that's the correct way to drive. But, when you're able to just, always kind of be able to hold that gear shifter, the knob, there's a connection. It feels like you're holding hands with the car. And
exactly.
I to show my appreciation to you, Vincent, I will teach you personally how to drive a manual car.
Thank you.
In this car. And this is the most manual car that you'll ever drive because you even have to start it manually. You can start it manually with a crank starter here.
The crankshaft.
Yeah. So basically, this thing here goes into here, and then we can start it up that way.
I have never seen that before. That is so cool.
You went back to the 1920s when they had the crank start.
But this is
that's what you did.
But this is a 1963, so this was in the car. I mean, this was factory. I didn't modify it. Yeah. This is how the car came in
1963.
63.
Wow.
Damn.
I think they're probably just trying to make it a little bit more different as far as that. But normally the crank starts were the 20s,
Yeah.
early 20s. So you know, it's surprising that you have a 63 that has that. But maybe it was just a more of a catch thing for the manufacturer.
I think it was, well, they have the electric starter here, right? So you have the key starter, but I think
Okay.
they had that because this was a work truck. It's like a gardener truck, you know, it's like a handyman truck. And I bet you the technology for the starter was probably not up to date. It was not solid or reliable like it is today. And so they probably had that as an option just in case your electric starter went out.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. But
Or if you have a hammer in the back of the truck.
yeah. Speaking of trucks, you drive a truck, right, James?
Yeah.
What do you drive?
Yeah.
Let's talk about your baby.
Then that's basically what I call it. That's my baby. Well, that's my
Okay.
second baby. My wife's my first baby. You know,
Nice.
my wife's sitting there right now. She's ready to throw a shoe at me if I didn't say she was the first one. But
Yeah.
my second baby is a 2003 Ford Explorer, purchased completely stock from the dealership because I didn't want nothing extra on it. I already had the stuff put aside to put on the truck. So 2 weeks after I bought the truck, it was actually already finished. So as you're gonna see, it's a actual factory paint job. The rims were actually on there since 2003. And let me see them. I'll switch over, and then we'll take a look at the engine. So basically, that's the truck right there.
Nice.
Those are the rims that I actually.
Those are factory. Those are factory
No,
wheels.
those are aftermarkets. I took
okay.
those off and I put those on there after. The only things I really modified were the LED lights that I put in the brake panels, and then the third brake light rows.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you know, and I also added wood to the interior.
Ooh. Yeah, that's OG right there. That's G. That's like
And I got to plug my San Francisco 49ers.
Yes,
I mean, that's my co-pilot right there.
That's right. The producer from the Bay Area, so he's happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, these rims been on the car for 17 years.
Nice.
Did the upgrades to a K&N cold air intake.
Nice. See, Vincent, that intake, that kind of K&N intake, just blings out your engine, you know, and you know,
It gives you a little bit more horsepower, and it makes it breathe a little bit better. When you have the box frame in there, it just doesn't let the car breathe as much as possible.
Yeah, and it just looks nice. It looks aggressive, you know. It looks proper. It looks proper, like JDM kind of like hot rod, you know. So it looks good.
Yeah, also had Flowmasters installed when I got it.
Nice.
And then
I want to hear those.
14,
I had Flowmasters on my Mustang. I want to hear those Flowmasters. I want to hear what that.
Yeah, but you have a straight on that one, and you have this one is a 4.0 liter single overhead cam, so it's a 6-cylinder, and it doesn't produce as much the loudness for the thing, but it sounds like it has a little low mumbling growl though. It has a two chamber system in it, so it's not that loud. Yeah. But you can actually feel the difference, which the gas mileage was provided a lot better, and especially with the filter system put in. You know, everything that I put in here in the truck itself is synthetic.
What are you talking? What's that mean? Synthetic.
Everything that I use as far as synthetic oil, synthetic filters, you know, it's harder to break down the synthetic than it is conventional oil. And you get like I have 280,000 miles on this truck.
What?
280,000 miles.
What?
I'm
it's
almost
a 2003.
Wow. Wait, how many miles do you have on, Vincent? What do you got?
I am at 211K.
Wow.
I got the car. When I got the car, it was at like 100K. And I put 111 in it in this 2 years I've been working. Like that's how much I'm driving for this company.
Wow.
It's janky.
Wow.
Like you saw my car. I couldn't even open up the hood right now. I need to get so much stuff fixed in my car, man. It is ridiculous. But dang, dude, you got a nice car right there.
Well, thank you. I
want to see the interior again. What did you do? Because I want to see how clean it is. Let's check it out.
Okay. Let me switch this back around.
Ooh, look at that. What is that?
Wow.
What is that? Is that leather? Is that leather seats or is that fabric?
Cloth.
What is that?
Cloth.
Oh, that's
I'd
cloth.
rather have cloth seats. Yeah, I didn't like the leather seats.
That's so clean. What? So how did you do those wood paneling? Is that a kit that you buy online and it just
Yeah, you can actually order it. There's a company out of I think Studio City.
Yeah.
So it actually it's custom cut to the cars itself, and the kit itself was probably $260 to install yourself, which is very easy if you're mechanically inclined. It's not that hard. It's just little stuff that you can actually use.
Ooh, I like that toe. What's that? Is that a tow hook or is that just a bumper?
It's a tow bumper.
Wow, I've never seen that.
I was actually I didn't have that on there a couple months ago. I was actually, some fellas just took his eyes off the road and we were on the freeway and actually hit me on the freeway. But the brunt of my tow hitch, you'll see, if you see that little rusted part right there.
Yeah.
That was the part where he hit me with his brand new Durango. And no damage to the truck itself. My tow hitch took the brunt of the damage, but now I just put the tow hitch bumper on there just in case. Now, if you want to run into it, you're going to run into that. That's
smart.
tubular steel.
Yeah, that looks good, and it looks unique. It looks pretty cool. It's a nice little.
Thank you. I try, but you know what? Like I said, I show up to my customers' locations with this truck. You know, when I'm doing the detail on their truck, or cars or whatever. You know, you would want, okay, he's doing my car, and you know, it can look like that. But again, this truck has been ceramic coated already. I already did it myself.
What's that mean, ceramic coated? To explain, what does that mean?
Ceramic coating is more like a glass coating. It's a 9H hardening system, which now they have a 10H, but it's a glass coat that goes on top of your clear coat. So when you put, it's contaminants that it's harder to stick. If you ever feel your car and run your fingers through your car like this, it's supposed to be smooth as glass. That means there's no kind of contaminant sitting on the paint. You know, fallout, acid rain, bird droppings, especially bird droppings that etch your clear coat. You'll see those little bird droppings and you don't take care of it. It'll etch the clear coat. Once you take it off, you'll see a little stain.
Right.
Yeah, but putting ceramic coating on a car is probably a 16-hour job.
Wow.
But it is actually worth it because it preserves your paint.
Wow. And so then once the coating is on, do you wax it normally like a regular car, or do you wax it less?
Well, you're actually, once you have a ceramic coating put on, you actually are having to boost the car once a month, which is a ceramic sealant that you put on the car to help rejuvenate the ceramic coating that you have on the car itself. And then the ceramic coating will actually let you be able to drive through touchless car wash, which I suggest, and keeps the car clean. As soon as you drive on the freeway, it just rolls off.
What's a touchless car wash? What's that?
You know how those gas stations that they have, the ones that don't touch your car, it's just water, foam, and air. Because it's less likely to scratch your car. Because you know, if you go to,
I thought it was the opposite.
No, because if you think about it, and this is a good way to look at it, of course you've been to a car wash. They ran it through. They're using these rags, these terry cloth towels to wipe down your truck, correct?
Yeah.
If you ever see them do it, those terry cloth towels are just thrown in a regular washing machine with water and reused and recycled all through the day. The only time they'll use a good rag, which is a microfiber towel on your car, is if you pay more money to get it detailed on the little side part. That's where you pay, you know, where it has the little tents and stuff like that. You pay more money doing that, and that's when they'll use microfibers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's just, it's, you know, little stuff. That's why you notice when they dry your car, when they dry your car, they're always doing it in circular motion.
Right.
And that's why when in the sun, you'll see your paint job, it'll look like it has squirrel marks on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you put the ceramic coating on the bumper as well? On the
yeah, you have ceramic coating that's also, that can be put on glass. It's specialized ceramic coating that can be put on glass, that can be put on trim, plastic trim, and rims.
What is that? Is that your red chair? Is that your
yeah, that's
OG
why I was
car
sitting
chair?
down, because I'm old. I'm old,
like
so I can't stand that long.
This is awesome. This is like a Cars and Coffee car meet, and you're the only one there, James.
Oh yeah. We had to get out the house because my wife is sitting on the side doing her thing. But I would like to give a shout out to my wife and tell her congratulations. She just graduated from USC and received her doctorate. So
congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's beautiful. Congratulations to you too.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you can do to the car to maintain your car, and it's not hard. It's just regular maintenance that actually helps.
Yeah, if I could say something about my car too, like I think one of my favorite aspects of my own car is surprisingly how big the trunk capacity is back here, because I like the way that the car is built. I've actually been able to move, like I move a lot. Like I basically move like every year since I went to college, and this car by far has helped me move twice so far since I got it. And the capacity that my trunk has when I lower the back seats right here is ridiculous. Like I don't like it's such a small detail. Like I don't think a lot of people would care about it. Like, or they would care like how much your trunk can like hold. But I'm like, that's like my favorite part of the car. Like I can move so much stuff. I've helped friends move without even using a trunk. Like I can just load all their stuff into my trunk and we're good to go.
Hey Vince, would you ever let a friend use your Explorer to move their things? Like, hey, I need to borrow your Explorer because I'm moving. Would you ever let your baby?
Well, it's kind of as Vincent was talking about storage space. I have two 12-inch speaker subwoofers in the back in a box, so there's really not too much you could put in there.
Hey, can you show us those? I need to see those, and I need to hear that.
Yeah, I carry some of my tools. Let me switch back. So here's some of the detailing supplies I keep for the car. And then you can see the 12s.
Dang.
See, I have the microfiber towels I was telling you about. Gloves, because we actually do use gloves for doing the job.
I'm gonna hire you as my publicist because you promote your company so organically well. It's beautiful.
I try. Yeah. You know what? I honestly think like now, you know, it's a good time to realize that, you know, these mom and pops joints, these businesses, these small businesses are struggling to stay afloat, you know, because that's their income that they depend on to live. People have to realize that, you know, these big companies can withstand, you know, what's going on, but these small companies, these small businesses, you know, support your local businesses, small businesses, because they're the ones that need it also.
Yeah. And like I actually read an interesting article lately that said that, especially with economic downturns as we are going through right now, when you support a small business, for every dollar that you spend, about 60 to 64 cents of it stays within the local economy. Whereas if you're supporting like a larger big box corporation, I believe only about 40 cents of that same dollar that you spend stays within the local economy. So support your local business, support everyone in your community, because we're all struggling right now. And it's better to keep the money within the local economy than give it to a big old company that is just going to continue to screw over its employees.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, I think we covered a lot. I think this was a really good one. Hey, Vince, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, man. And it sounds like you're going through a lot, and it's, you know, very frustrating in many aspects, but I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank
you. If you need anything, if you need any advice, or you need any, like, you know, parts, or, you know, any type of information, if you want to go to track day and take your car out to track day, let me know, man. You know, because there's a community of people that will definitely help. So, and James, I will be coming to visit you with Opa to get that ceramic coating.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just, you know what? You can give me a call, or if you need to, you see it online. You can look on Instagram business page, Pristine Care Mobile Detailing. It'll show everything that you need.
All right. We'll see you there.
All right,
guys.
Chief. Thank you very much.
All right. You guys be good.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Sung's Garage. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Your Car, My Car. And I have to send a big thanks to James and Vincent and all the delivery people out there working hard for us. Now, you can really see the difference in how some companies treat their employees. For us consumers, it made me realize we do take things for granted sometimes. As always, let's all continue to stay indoors if possible and stay safe during these tough times. For all those medical first responders or essential people helping, I truly send my thanks to all of you. All right, y'all be good.